So I'm going to show you how we teach the sit and what will then become your stop whistle with your dog for your gun dogs. So obviously we've recapped what that whistle sounds like. I've got a little microphone on today, so I'm hoping I'm not going to deafen you with the whistle when I blow it. So Quinn knows his stop whistle, so I'm going to show you how you teach it in a dog that doesn't. So what you're going to start with is you're going to start in your heel work. Here, Quinn. So you're going to warm them up with a bit of heel work, get their focus on you. Quinn here. Just got a car coming up the drive, so he's a little bit distracted. Side. So when they're tuned into you and they're focused, done a few little turns, come here. All you're going to do is, for the ones that don't know the whistle, you're going to stop, you're going to blow the whistle, and you're going to ask the dog to sit. Because your dog won't know that the whistle means sit yet. So you're going to blow the whistle first, and then you're going to ask the dog to sit, and then reward for the sit. So I'll show you again. Quick, here. Walking along. Blow my whistle. Sit. Yes. And reward. So then what you're going to do is, once your dog is here, Quinn, understanding the whistle, and they're starting to pattern the sit, then when you stop and blow it, you can start to blow it and walk away so that the dog remains in the sit. So that's proof in your stop whistle. And this is eventually, the dog will understand it so well that when they hear that whistle, they immediately sit, whether they're next to you or across the field. Here, Quinn, here. Good boy. Yes, here. Here, Quinn. Quinn. Thank you. Good boy. Yeah. Okay. So you can see I'm just interacting with him a little bit, keeping him focused on me while there's distractions. Yeah. Keeping him tuned in. Here. Sit. So again, I'm just giving him that little sit command, reinforcing the whistle. He doesn't need that at this point. But for the ones that haven't learnt the whistle yet, that's what you're going to do. You're going to get the sit and then go back to him. Reward. Good boy. So then the next stop to your stop and sit whistle, proofing that and building it up, so you're then going to be able to stop the dog wherever it is you just sort of want them to mooch about. Not so much that they're, chasing anything or anything like that. You want to set them up to succeed and not fail. So I'm just going to let him have a little mooch about. He's having a little look around. When he's having a little walk, I'm just going to blow the whistle, get that sit, and reward. Okay, go. Let them have a little mooch. So I'm trying to get him here where he's not right on top of me. He's just got nothing. Go. Having a little mooch around. He's just wondering what on earth I'm trying to do now. Oh, was it? Go on. So I just want him to go and have a little sniff so that I can blow the stop whistle. It's the sort of thing that, like I say, you don't want to do when the dog's too involved in something. Quinn's obviously not going to go off sniffing today for the first time in history. What's that? Good boy. Yes. So you can see there, he just goes off and has a little sniff. And then I blow the stop whistle when he's not too involved. And he immediately turns, looks at me and sits. So he's having a little sniff now. And then you can see, to him, that whistle means stop what you're doing and sit down. So that's the next step of your sit and stop whistle. First of all, you're just going to get a really solid sit at the side while you're doing your heel work and things like that. Come here. So you can see then, because sit means sit to Quinn, to the whistle, he then waits to be recalled out of it, which is what you want. So he's waiting for the next command from me. Sit. Quinn, sit. So yes, that's your second part of your stop whistle. First one's always going to be teaching at the side, repetition, until the dog is quite clear that the whistle means sit and you're not having to give the sit command to them all the time. Then you're going to let them have a little mooch around and start blowing it and see if you can get that stop. If when they're having a little mooch you don't get it straight away, step into them, blow it again and ask them for the sit just to reinforce it, and then reward and keep building up from there. So then now we're going to go for the next step of your stop whistle. So when you've got your dog mooching around and it's stopping consistently every time you blow that whistle, and you're 100% sure that they know what that whistle means, you can then start to progress to doing it while they're a little bit more animated. So I'm going to do a stop on recall with Quinn. With him, I have this trained on a voice command and a whistle command, but the whistle obviously is from the sit whistle work that we've done. So I'm going to leave him, stay. And then I'm going to walk, a good distance away from him now, because he does know these whistles. So I'm going to walk a distance away from him. I'm going to turn to face him. I'm going to give him my 3-pip recall whistle. And then when he's where I want him, I'm going to ask him for that stop and see if I can get it. So I'm just going to give him a recall one, because the thing with Quinn is he knows the exercises now. Sit, sit, hello, sit. So because he knows the exercises, he's very good at patterning them to make sure he gets them right. So we're just going to do a normal recall like I've just done then, so he thinks he's going to come into me this time. And then I'm going to repeat the exercise, and then this time I'm going to try and stop him. So I'm just going to try and get him a little bit more animated towards me by putting my arms out, encouraging him in. Good boy. So you can see there, I'm getting that stop off the whistle. He creeps a little bit. He's not the quickest on the reactions, but I got a nice stop from him. And at the moment, when you're teaching this, here, Quinn, you're always going to return to your dog to reward them. You're not then going to recall them out the whistle, because you're reinforcing that stop. Quinn's now at a stage where he can recall out the stop because he understands the stops pretty well. So that's your next stage of that. When you're teaching that one, again, you've got to be pretty sure that you've got that whistle independently first, with your side sits where you can blow it at the side. You don't have to stop moving and the dog should stop. Then you're going to get where the dog's mooching about a bit and you're consistently getting the stop. And then you're going to start teaching the recall side of it. So when you're teaching the recall, when you first start it, you don't want to leave too big a distance between you and your dog, so that you've got the ability to correct the dog if you need to. You can also use things like putting your hand in the air to help it as you blow the whistle. So blow the whistle, put your hand up, make it clear to the dog you want it to stop. And then obviously, like you've then seen with Quinn, then eventually you can take all that out of the equation, blow the whistle and sit. So now I'm going to show you a stop away. So that's where your dog's traveling away from you and you've got to stop them. I'm going to throw this out on a memory retrieve, just to make it a little bit harder for him, a little bit more high energy. He's going to be driving towards something and he's got to stop and listen to me. So the stop whistle's great as well. Obviously we do it for the gun dogs so we can stop them in a field. We can either then recall them back if somebody else has taken a bird maybe, or if they've run slightly on the wrong line and you need to stop them and direct them to where the bird might be, or the dummy, whatever we're doing in training. So, but it's also good for if you're on a walk and your dog is running, chasing something, doesn't know a road's there maybe, and you need to stop them. It's that sort of emergency stop. So this is like the final stage of your stops, being able to do it when the dog's traveling away from you, because obviously they're not coming towards you, so you're not as in control of the situation. So I'm going to walk him out on a memory retrieve. So he's going to walk out with me. Here, Quinn. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to stop him off the whistle when I want him to stop and sit. And then I'm going to throw the dummy out in front of me. Sit. Just reinforcing that he's supposed to sit, just being a little bit cheeky. Throw that dummy out. Pick him up to heel. You can see he knows the exercise, so he's coming with me. And then you'll see in a minute, he'll start trying to edge ahead of me so he can turn before me. There we go. So because it's a memory and he's taking his eyes off the dummy, I'm just straightening him up next to my side. I'm going to line him out. I don't want him to run until I give him my voice command. I'm not going to move my hand. It's just going to be direction and voice. I'm going to put my whistle in my mouth so I'm ready to blow it. And then I'm going to send him for the dummy and try and stop him on the whistle. Good boy. So I'm going to go out and reward just to reinforce that. I'm really pleased with that. So you can see I'm not letting him get too close to the dummy so he's not overly tempted. I'm not going to try and stop him a foot away from it. Sit. I'm just going to put him back. Side. Sit. Stay. And then I'm just going to push him back onto the dummy from where he is. I'm just going and reinforcing that. Stop with a little reward in between. And then he gets the retrieve as his reward for the exercise then. Come on! Encouraging him in. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. And then I'm just going to give him a little throw. Get it! Little throw as a reward for bringing it back and sitting nicely. Sit. Good boy. Yes. So that's your stop away whistle. And that's your final stage. It's a little bit more difficult, like I say, because the dog's driving onto something. You're not facing them and you're not going to be able to catch them if they don't stop. So that is the very final stage of that, when you know that your other 3 sections are 100% bomb proof. So yeah, it's your stop aways.